people that are complete circus and hype jobs on social, they don't care.
They're just recycling what they've been taught. You close one deal, create a course, sell it to anybody who can buy it, right? And then it's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And then here comes Proferty saying, no, there is a right way to partner up in real estate and to do deals and to learn without having to go spend your hard-earned money for someone who doesn't even care about you.
Get the money and it's right on cue. Keep the duffel bag up inside my coupe. Hold a couple racks, tell them I love you. You wanna be a boss, do it like I do. Yeah. Get that money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. You now rocking with the best.
Welcome to the Proferty Podcast, where we help you turn your property into profits and we keep real estate real. I am your host, Carlos Reyes, alongside my co-hosts, Mr. Max Jimenez and Mr. Ryan Overcash, and we are so excited to bring you this show. It's something that we've been thinking about doing for quite some time, and the day has finally arrived, gentlemen.
Awesome. Let's go.
This is going to be great.
Gentlemen, I'm really excited for this. So.
Oh man, it's been a long time running, man, and I'm so glad that we're finally doing this. I feel like it's going to bring a huge impact to a lot of real estate investors out there.
Yeah.
It's going to bring a lot of value to a lot of individuals out there, and it's going to bring a lot of hope to a lot of people out there that could really use it, especially, during these unstable, unforgiving times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, I think this podcast is going to be unique to that effect, just because I believe that us three as individuals, who we are at the core and what we believe in and how we move, it's rarely seen out there.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Ryan, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Max, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, there's a lot of people out there looking to align themselves with people like us.
That's right.
Who do things the right way. Yeah. Who put others first, right? And it's not all about just being selfish and taking advantage of people. So I'm super excited just to get the awareness out there, because there are so many people that are trying to reach us, and this is just giving them a little bit easier way to reach out and touch us.
I'm excited to see, what this show looks like in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months.
Yep.
I remember back in 2018, when we launched the All In Entrepreneurs podcast, and I just remember the amount of impact, that had. We did 50 episodes, and to this day, here we are, 6 years later? Yeah. I still get people to come up. It's like, man, I used to love your show. You got me started, got your book, etc. And that's what I'm hoping that we can create here together, right? It's just that type of impact on many people out there that are seeking to achieve financial freedom through real estate, right?
Absolutely. And the second part of that is like what the intro, right? Our intro, which is keeping real estate real, right? I think that's the biggest thing that's missing in the industry most of the time, right? When people are looking for that genuine, direction, or they're looking for somebody that they can actually, follow and really show them the steps, right? Keeping real estate real for them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of what you were saying a little earlier, Carlos, I've been speaking to some buyers, and they're like, "Hey, who are you with?" Because Proferty's relatively new.
That's
Once
right.
I say Carlos Reyes, they referred back to your original podcast.
Yeah.
I used to listen to him. I learned so much from him. So, it's just
what a blessing.
Timing, right?
That's awesome.
What a blessing, brother. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what we're doing in this space.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for what we're about to do in this space, right?
Absolutely.
I believe that we're going to do something that has privately never been done, right? There's a lot of big corporations out there,
right.
That are backed by, New York money, right?
Yep.
That have done some amazing, huge things. But what we're going to do at a private level, it's going to be like nothing the wholesale, the real estate investment industry has ever seen. So with that being said, right, what is Proferty, right? What is Proferty? I'm going to go around the table here, and we're all going to give our own definition of what we feel Proferty is. But for me, right, Proferty, it's revolutionary. Yeah, it's revolutionary.
Absolutely.
It's a real estate private equity company where we allow individuals to achieve financial freedom through real estate by partnering up with us.
I love that.
Right, a real partnership. you know, that right there it changes the entire game, where now I'm holding you accountable and you're holding me accountable. Right? We're making sure that we're all playing our roles and we're all taking care of our responsibilities, and we're winning. At the end of the day, we're winning, right? Absolutely. And we're holding each other's to a high standard. So to me, that's what Proferty is. Yeah. It's a partnership program that allows people to achieve financial freedom through real estate. What about you?
That. No, I love that. Just to piggyback off that, right? What is Proferty, right? The one thing that I can highlight is the uniqueness of Proferty, right? Because we've been in the space for a while now.
Absolutely.
You've been a little bit longer than I have, not by much, maybe 2 or 3 years, but we've seen so many coaching programs and we've seen so many mentorships, without naming anybody or anything, come and go, right? And so some people have learned things, some haven't. So the uniqueness of Proferty is the actual partnership, like you said, right? Not only do individuals work with Proferty and they get to learn from Proferty, but they're actual partners.
That's right.
Right. That's what I like. The partnership. That's the uniqueness that separates it from a coaching program or just your regular standard mentorship or a franchise or anything. Yeah. You know, we are partners in this. And as partners, we walk people, individuals, you know, through the whole process, grabbing them by the hand, you know, and everything they go through, we go through, right? Because they're not our mentees, right? They're not your mentees. They're our business partners, and that's the uniqueness of that. So that's kind of how I describe is that the uniqueness of Proferty is tremendous, and it's going to impact like you said. I love what you said. It's going to impact the industry because I believe that it's never been done before. There's been some variations of it. But bro, nothing like it, 100%.
Well, you're living it every day, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys are both in it. You're in the trenches every day upstairs, right? And we get in the trenches whenever you pull us in the trenches. All right, let's work this out. Let's figure this out. And we work it out together. And what I've seen you both do in such a short amount of time, brother, the future looks so bright. Amen. It looks so bright. Brother, what is Proferty to you?
Oh yeah, it's been the biggest missing piece, I believe, in my career since I've been in real estate, which is that hands-on training. Right? Not like here's something to go watch or listen to. Let's talk in 6 months to a year. Wow. Right? And then you're playing catch up. You have real life hand holding right now, and anything that we're going through, as you just mentioned.
That's right.
That gets communicated to the partners in real time, like same day. Here's an adjustment we're making. Here's why we're doing it. Let's run with it. And like I was saying before, there's no delay. There's no tape delay on getting the most recent, the most crucial information to help your business grow. So again, this is a big missing piece, and I thank you for getting this created.
Let's thank God, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think all three of us are at an age and in a season of our lives where we have learned how to control and master the ego, right?
Absolutely.
So, and that's why we provide the service as individuals that we provide, because we truly do care about those about people, right?
Yeah.
We do it for them. And who is them? Everyone but us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, God has his own unique way of taking care of us, right? And giving us fruitful lives, right, in our homes and our in our business world, etc. In our business world, but I that's what I love about you guys both. You guys are in a season of your life now where what we were saying earlier, bro, like that whole ego and that whole beating of the chest, bro. It's just a fart in the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Fart in the wind.
It's just a fart in the wind, bro. You know what I mean? Right?
Let the circus continue. We're not clowns.
That's it. Like exactly. And you know, bro, I'll tell you this. This is why in January of 2023, even though Proferty wasn't launched yet, right? The name Proferty wasn't even a thought yet, but this is what was a thought, right?
Right.
What was a thought was I told Sal, this was January 2023, and we were just finishing our last several people in our All-In Elite program.
Yeah.
Right? And through the All-In Elite program, right, we helped countless individuals build seven-figure companies in the game of real estate investing, right? And I feel like we had paid our dues, right? we you know, since 2018 we threw together the boot camps and the workshops and you know, and the events and momentum and freedom, right? And put together the coaching programs, and through these events, through these boot camps, through these workshops, you know, people like, you know, Pace Morby came in, right? Pace Morby came in when he had a Home Investors franchise. And I remember, God bless him, by the way, first and foremost, I want to give credit to Pace for what he's been able to do with what he has now, right? Like, I got to give him credit because he revolutionized the space in his own way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely.
He brought the community aspect of it, right? But back when he had a Home Investors franchise, he came to our workshop, and he's like, he was blown away. He was having a baby that weekend, and that's how much this meant to him. And he'll tell you the story, right? And
I remember that story. He shared it.
He's so humble because he knows that, you know, telling people or shining somebody else's light is not going to dim his.
Right.
Like that dude, I can tell you right now, that dude makes way more money than I do. You know what I mean? God bless him, and he deserves it. The dude has built the community aspect and revolutionized the space in that aspect. But this is how powerful, you know, what we were able to figure out is very simple. We were able to figure out, you know, through technology, through business scalability, right, through virtual strategies, right? We were able to bring in all these different components into the industry. In an industry where it was like a dinosaur, right? Back then it was like you had an LLC.
Right.
And, you know,
you send bandit signs, yellow letters.
Direct mail, right?
Direct mail.
And back then, when we started, you know, back in 2013, but we didn't start really teaching anybody till several years later, after we were successful, right? Unfortunately, these days, you got the 21-year-old life coaches and you got the divorced married coaches, right? You know what I mean? So it's a little different. But
absolutely.
Back then, we waited. Like Sal and I, you know, you guys have seen the way we operate every day. We are through and through operators. We're technicians. We're bricklayers, right? That's what we are every day. We come in here and we run businesses. Right? That's not. We don't come in here and shoot concerts for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
But this is what happened. When Pace came through, right, and Ryan came through, right, and then, like, you know, the Donovan Ruffins of the world and the Keith Everetts of the world and the Josh and Tiffany Highs of the world and the Austin Rutherfords of the world, and even, like, you know, the I don't know if I said Josh and Tiffany High and the countless names, you know, most recently, like the Eric Kleins of the world, when they came to either our boot camps, workshops, mentorship programs, or events, you know, they discovered something that they had that they didn't have in their arsenal. Right. And Nick Perry, same thing. I remember Nick Perry being at our event 2019 in Glendale, Arizona, and he was just blown away. He's like, dude, what? Right. When they came through our ecosystem, they were able to truly see that you truly could achieve financial freedom through real estate. That this wasn't going to be just another hustle. Right. Wow, I can build a business around this. I can have systems and processes, right, that can help me scale this business. And that's what we were able to do. So in January 2023, I said, hey, Sal, listen, brother, I want to keep helping people in the real estate space, but the fact of the matter is, you know, I really don't want to do any more coaching. I really don't want to. I don't want somebody to pay me 50, 70 grand, and then I help them build a 7-figure company, and then it's like, all right, have fun.
It's done. Yeah, it's done.
Right? I want to partner up with people. You know, I want to hold some people accountable. I want to build with people. And that's when the idea of Proferty came to life.
I think that's the uniqueness, right, I spoke about when we first started, is that it's the fact that you are in partnership with someone.
That's right.
And they don't see it as mentor-mentee relationship, but as partnership equal, right?
That's right.
So something I learned in sales through my sales training, it's called equal business stature, right? So a lot of times what happens is that when you have that mentor-mentee relationship, a lot of times it's looked at this way, right? Mentor-mentee. And so with Proferty, you know, what I see, it's leveled out now, right? They are our partners.
We're not above them.
No, we're not above them.
They can hold us accountable.
They can hold us accountable, right? And we have to be accountable to them because they're not just relying on, you know, us. I mean, they're relying on us to help them through this process, right? And so that's the beautiful thing I love.
And it's a lifetime commitment.
It is. Yeah.
This isn't a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month partner mentorship program. This is a lifetime partner commitment.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I'm going to help you I want to help you accomplish all your real estate goals. Whether you want to fix and flip hundreds of properties a year, if you want to wholesale hundreds of properties a year, if you want to fix and flip 1 to 5 or 10 just to have a little extra cash for the year, right?
Yep.
If you don't want to quit your full-time job and just want, an extra couple, 10,000, 20,000, 100 grand, whatever that looks like, I want to help you, right? I want to help you. And I believe that that's where we are beginning to see some real success now.
Absolutely.
And we're not even a year in to this company, right? Like, it's new. Can you imagine where Proferty will be in 1 year?
Yeah.
In 3 years, right?
It's exciting just again, the different people from different areas, different walks of life that are coming into Proferty, right? And just to see all the different experiences of all of us coming together. So there is so much, I think, that will come out of this that we haven't even got to yet because of everybody else's life experience and what they bring to the table. Yeah. And everyone, talking about different ideas, right? Collaborating with each other. I'm excited just to see again how, where this goes, right? How big it blows up and what different types of avenues that we can take it.
Yeah. And I want to highlight really quick one of our partners who she had been in her W-2, we'll call it, right, for I think it's 15 plus years. And because of the way where we're headed and what we've been able to do, the way we're showing up and where we're headed, she just quit that career,
full-time job,
full-time investor, and jumped into full-time investing, right? And that's why I think like creating this podcast, right? The purpose for this to be able to show people that and to be able to show people like there's a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it, right? Keeping real estate real.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna keep saying that because I love that.
I love that too.
We're showing them how to turn properties into profits, right?
That's right.
And because we're showing up, we're grabbing them by the hand, and if they fail, it's because we failed. If they're successful, right, it's because we've helped them and grabbed their hand, and we're there in the trenches with them, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, with what you're just saying, Max, how many times, I'm sure we've all had this, how many times have we come across people in networking events, communities, whatever, that are like, I really want this.
Yeah.
But they can't leave their job.
Yeah.
They don't have the income, right? They don't have the help, and it's not like we had the time to be able to handhold them all the way through it. So without Proferty, all those people are stuck with where they're at. Think about that. That's what I love. Again, another big piece about this is helping people get to a better situation in life through real estate.
And let me just say this, right? So we've all been in this game a good amount of time to realize that in the game of real estate, time either promotes you or demotes you and exposes you. Right?
Yep. We've seen so many people.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people that are coming into that are already in this space, the real estate space, or a lot of people that are coming into this space, I think a lot of people are just tired of getting sold.
Yeah, 100%.
They're tired of being sold. 100%. They're being, right? Like they're, and then what you get isn't what you thought you were going to get.
Yep.
Right? You mentioned something earlier. This is a real partnership. So when you come into the Proferty ecosystem, you have daily calls.
Yeah.
When I came into this game, nothing like this even existed.
No, bro.
Like there was a couple of
you might get a Zoom call here and there,
one a week or one
a month.
Exactly, right?
Rescheduled multiple times.
But for the serious person, that is serious about adding, income to their lives for them and their families, right? Again, whether you are a full-time 9-to-5 person that is looking to dabble in real estate and want to generate a few, extra $100K a year, this is a good place for you, right? Or even if you're like our partner, who I won't mention her name, 15-year 9-to-5 job, and she's like, dude, I found what I was looking for. I have daily calls. I'm held accountable. I got a full-time success coach that's on me, right? And she's like, man, I got to quit my 9-to-5, 15-year job because I'm going all in, right? So, again, I'm just very happy with what we're building here together, and I cannot wait to see the results that are going to come in the next 3 to 6 months.
Oh, that's absolutely. But you were going to say something.
I think we're going to get a lot more people converting over to that because they look and they see there is a system and a process set up that is designed for them to succeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And that makes it a lot easier for me to be like, all right, hold on. You know what? Maybe this W-2 this 9 to 5 isn't all what it's cracked up to be. I have a community that community that I can go join be handheld all the way through from start to finish. That's going to ensure that I do real estate.
Well, and you know what makes it also very unique, right? It's like, look at just the old school kind of programs and franchises, right, that are out there, right? If you take a look at, you know, a coaching program or a mentorship, just like you said, it's like you pay somebody 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is that, you know, you're paying, and there's no really relatability. There's no accountability. Sure. Right, it's like, hey, here's what you paid for, right?
Yeah.
Here's a couple courses.
Go out and do it. Watch the videos.
Yeah, here, watch the videos. Here's a couple courses, and we'll meet once a week, or in a group, right?
And that's if you're lucky, brother, because most mentorships or most coaching programs is hype jobs, right? Like, let's be honest,
it's
right?
out there.
Like it's out there,
for
right?
sure,
like they sell you the hype, and then but there's no support behind it, or it's just based around the rah and you know the hype, and it's like those are the ones that drive me nuts even more.
Well, what I've been seeing a lot, I've been in the social media, you know, in the social media world since 2013 when I was posting pictures of just food. Right, and family, and that was it. Yeah. Now you got
Ryan used to post pictures of his cats, by the way.
Wow, bro, you got cats? You're a cat person?
No, he loves dogs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nothing wrong with cats. Nothing wrong with cats.
Right?
There's a cat in the house.
That's right. I got 3 dogs. But you know what I mean? I don't have a cat. Yeah.
And I'm not vegan.
That's
okay?
Yeah.
Let me know.
Okay, got it. But right, so but back in the day, like I said, you know, I remember when you can just post pictures of food and your family and your cats or your dogs, right? And now it's like it's
now
just,
it's rented Lambos.
It's a circus.
And rented watches.
It's a complete circus. It's a complete circus, and then the unfortunate part of that is that people buy into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, oh wow, this guy, you know, he must be successful.
Yep.
Let me pay him.
Yeah.
And then you pay a person, and then you pull back the curtain, right? You pop open the hood, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on in here? Yeah. This is not what I saw on social media,
right?
And it's kind of toxic because that person that really was chasing a dream, right, and put all his eggs in your basket, you let him down, and then that person his or her dreams are crushed.
Yep.
And for many of them, it's hard to recover.
Absolutely.
But for those individuals, the hype jobs on social, you were just another number.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like at the end of the day, most people that are complete circus and hype jobs on social, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Absolutely.
They're running so fast that again, it's like you're just part of the conveyor belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like, okay, we got your 30K, 50K, whatever. Okay, here's the book, here's the videos. We're meeting once a week. Good luck.
Yep.
And then it's like, whoa, dude, my life depends on this. What are we doing here? Right? And that's what makes Proferty more unique, because we are going to show up like no one shows up in the space every single day.
I love that.
Right? Every single day. And I've been on countless calls with our partners. You've been on countless calls. Do we have one specific partner, and we'll get into that only speaks Spanish. So anytime she can't get a hold of Max or she can't get a hold of Ricky, right, she calls me. Yeah. And I'm running comps for her. And I'm giving her maximum allowed offers. You know what I mean? So that's how you know at the end of the day, we care. And I've always said that a great partner or a great coach or a great mentor, right, the number one trait you're looking for is, does this person care?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I love that, Carlos, because what you just brought up in my head is by what you're saying, talking about the others, right? They're just recycling what they've been taught. Create a course, you close one deal, create a course, sell it to anybody who can buy it, right? And then it's rinse and repeat. Yeah. And then here comes Proferty saying, no, there is a right way to partner up in real estate and to do deals and to learn without having to go spend your hard-earned money for someone who doesn't even care about you. So that's again what I love is stopping that trend, right?
Yeah,
like stopping that trend of what the gurus do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And I think that's the purpose of the Proferty podcast, right? It's for those who have been through the grinder, excuse me.
The ups and the downs, and you know, the good and the bad and the ugly.
Exactly.
We've all experienced peaks and valleys together, right? Like, you know, you come from your journey, and he comes from his journey, and I come from my journey, and our journeys have been up and down and up and down, right? But until you get around the right people, right? Until you have a collective vision that is much bigger than just you, right?
Yep, exactly.
And until you really have the thirst to serve others, right? Then the fireworks begin.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what we're doing with Proferty.
Yeah, and you know, and we're gonna show, right, as the podcast goes, like we're gonna dig deep into our operation, the results, the, you know, what we've been doing, what our struggles are, how to avoid this certain things. Like we're gonna show everything, right? So if you are just tuning into this podcast and maybe you're watching this first episode, like this podcast is for you, right? Starting now. You know, maybe you're struggling, or you've paid mentors or mentirosos, whatever you want to call them, right?
But for the people out there that don't know Spanish, mentors and mentirosos means people that are lying.
Yeah, people that are lying, pretty much. So we're excited because this is the purpose why Carlos, you know, and we got together, and Carlos wanted to do this podcast for a while. It was God's timing, right? And
I was just about to tell you that.
Yeah.
This podcast, it couldn't have came before today.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right, with everything that's gone on in our company, right? Yep. Like now is the best time.
Yep.
Right? Now we have an open road for us, right? And we've seen it. The last two, like this month alone, right? We're averaging a deal a day.
Yeah, we are.
When God starts to remove, right? It's addition by subtraction, right?
Exactly.
So God's not going to bring in what you need, right? He's not going to add to what you need and in your life until you start to subtract what doesn't serve you or serve others, right? And I believe that this month alone, that right there has been the biggest testament that we're headed in the right direction. We're averaging a deal a day. Max and I don't know if we told you, we have a goal for Proferty collectively, right? Between in-house and partners, we want to be processing over 100 deals a month.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, 100 deals.
You understand what I just said? 100 deals a month, right? Can you imagine if your privately owned company is averaging 100 deals a month? There's nobody out there doing it.
No,
there's nobody out there doing it. Like you've created your own space, you know, right?
Absolutely.
Your own place. So, and that's why it's so important for us to help our partners win.
Yep.
And for us to internally here upstairs also win, right? And I'm excited to see that, man. And I know you're going to need a lot more help.
Yeah,
right, on the
we just discussed that about yesterday, but it's a great problem to have. You know what I mean? Where I love what you said. You know, earlier today when we went to go get coffee, we were talking about how everybody that's you know here now is in line, right? We're at an age where
aligned.
We're aligned. Excuse me. Yeah, aligned. And you know, I've been posting on my stories as mission, team, and results, right? Oof. And so, because the mission's always top of mind. If you're not mission driven, then you're not going to be team driven, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're not team driven, then you're not going to get results. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, talking about that, being aligned is nothing here has been forced, as you've seen, right, Ryan? You as well. We were talking about this yesterday.
Very organic.
Yeah. Even look, not just the wins, even the problems, right? Because if you're not having problems in your business, then you're not really doing business, right? So not even the problems, the situations, the things that need to be addressed, those are even organically, they get organically fixed some way, somehow, right? And it's divine. So I just want to throw that out there.
Ryan, how are you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm just, again, in awe and excited about the opportunity, not just with us here, but just with anybody who wants to be a part of Proferty. Yeah. Because, again, what we keep saying is we do things the right way. We have our minds in the right spot, our hearts in the right spot. We want to see other people flourish. And we know, just like you said, with the partners, we need them to come up. We need to help them.
Right? We don't win if they don't win.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so tied in together that I feel like it's just a win-win scenario for everybody in it. and it's just getting the name out there more, getting the
Absolutely.
Well, take a look at what's going on upstairs right now. We got a couple partners upstairs right now.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Right in our like how many coaches, right? How many coaches, gurus, mentors out there, or even franchises, right?
Yeah.
How many of them say, "Hey, come check out our operation. Spend as much time as you need." We got a partner here. We got a 20-year-old partner, right? Who he last month, I believe he did a pretty big check. His check was like a $40,000 check, right? This is a 20-year-old dude that lives
professional
in
wake
state.
surfer, by the way.
Professional wake surfer, right? Yeah, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sponsored and everything.
Sponsored
right?
and everything.
He gave me a shirt. It was cool.
Yeah.
So the dude lives in Texas, but he's been spending like weeks here and months here because he's so bought into Proferty.
By the way, you want to know what he said yesterday? I don't know if you're going
that's
there.
What I was about to say.
Go ahead, tell him what he said yesterday.
Well, yeah, this is the same thing. He was like, dude, the worst 2 weeks ever being away from this office. He's like, my head was out. He's like, I needed to be in better headspace. He's like, I got to be around you guys. Like, this is the spot. He's like, he basically said he wants to move here.
Well, yeah.
I know.
But everybody says that.
Yeah,
Mandor says that. You know, like
so, but here's
that.
what going on with that. He said he said he never wants to leave this place. Yeah. He just added that second part. I overheard him talking to one of our team members that he never wants to move.
Well, listen to what I just said. We open up the door to our partners.
Yeah.
Where they can come in, right? And they can not only learn from us side by side, but they can get that hands-on experience that most companies and most gurus out there can't offer you.
No, not at all.
Like, hey, you want to come in and hey, spend a month here.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious about achieving? Yeah. Are you serious about achieving financial freedom through real estate? Well, I'm going to find out how serious you are.
Yeah.
Based on the energy and the time, right? And the effort that you put into building this with us. Come down. Get right next to our acquisition guys. Get right next to our sales director. Get right next to our dispo guys. Right? And let's see what you got. Right? And that's what I was going to say, that most gurus, most franchises out there, you know, let's switch it over to the franchise. The franchise concept out there, because you know, at one point I thought that that's what I wanted. Right. And you know, what we figured was, man, I don't like the franchise model. Because again, it just goes, there's no accountability there, right?
No.
It's like you buy a franchise, you go to their onboarding training for a week or two, and then they give you this like dictionary of SOPs, right? Right? And then a lot of their stuff, not all franchises, but most of their stuff is outdated. It never gets updated. Right?
Yep.
And then good luck. And then I find a lot of those people that, you know, that are then trying to sell their franchise, and then they're out of the real estate game. They're going to do something else. Like I had a guy that I coached out in Philly, and he was crushing with our systems and our processes and our strategies. Right. And he's like, you know what? I want to add to this. And then he bought a franchise, because we were, you know, at that time it was just coaching, right? Yeah. And he was crushing. He was already making six figures a month, and he had a challenge with his ability to speak English. So then, you know, he brought in 3 acquisition guys, et cetera, started crushing it, and he started making a good amount of money to where he paid over $150K for a franchise. Wow. Then he brought the franchise model in, and then 6 months later he was out the game.
Wow, that's crazy.
And now he's a nutrition coach. So he started making 6 figures a month through our systems, programs, and strategies, right? Our systems, processes, and strategies. Then he's like, oh, I'm doing good. Yeah. What if I buy a franchise? Damn. Then he bought a franchise for $150K. 6 months later, he was out of the game of real estate.
That's crazy.
And now he's a health coach. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that there's a lot of stuff out there. Unfortunately, man, those old ways, right? They won't provide what today's marketplace.
No, and you know, it's you know, you get that manual or whatever you want to call it, but we understand, and we had this thing we were going to talk about, is the market's shift, right? I mean, right now, I mean, we used to say, like, we used to be every 90 days we look at the market, or every 6 months, right, when it was really good. But right now, you're looking at this thing daily.
That's right.
Imagine you buy that franchise and you get this big manual
from 20 years ago.
20 years ago, right? And it's like, no, you're getting with the partners that are partnered up with Proferty, like they get to experience and they get to work
real time.
But it's a real time, right? And so it's like we're seeing what's working, what's not, what do we need, right? Is it top level talent, or do we need to shift our buy box, whatever it is, right? Like they're getting that information directly.
And we get, and again, we bring in like everything you are ever gonna need in the game of real estate. It's at Proferty. Why? Because again, most investors start out with, you know what? I just want to make a little bit of extra cash for the year, right? This is the different kind of investors, ready? Or the evolution of an investor, right? I want to make a little bit of extra cash. I have a good, 6-figure paying job. I got a family. Just want to do maybe, an extra 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe 10 extra deals per year, right? You got that investor. Then you got the investor like the lady, our partner, that is like, you know what? Wow, I see the opportunity here. I see the potential here, right? I can make what I have been making over a course of 15 years. I can make that in a month, or I can make that in a couple of months, whatever.
Amazing.
So I'm going all in on this. So you got the full-time investor, right? That's like, I'm going to wholesale, I'm going to fix and flip, right? And then you got that other investor who then even grows past the single family residential space, right? Where he's like, you know what? I'm going to wholesale and I'm going to flip, right? But then eventually I'm going to get into passive income. Then I'm gonna buy and hold single family residential properties, right? And then you got that investor, and then you got the other big boy investor, which two people that I coach, AK and Ace Karimi. AK up in DC, and Ace, they started with me. They were wholesaling, they were flipping, and then they were like, you know what? We don't want to buy and hold. We want to learn the multifamily space, right? Then they went into the multifamily space, right? So what I'm saying is, what we have here, we have all the resources you're going to need, whether you're investor 1 or you're investor 4 or 5. We're going to bring in the experts to help you. We're going to bring in the resources. We're going to bring in the strategies to help you accomplish all of your wildest dreams that you have in the game of real estate.
That's amazing, bro. I love that because, it's just, there's no, like we were saying earlier, right? I don't want to keep repeating this, but just there's no mentorship or any coaching program that's going to do that.
That's right.
I mean, so
that's right. So let me ask you both, right? Before we close down episode 1, right? Let's
already
go.
Whoa.
Right? Time flies, right? What can people expect out of this show moving forward?
Like we started the show off with realness, right? What's really going down in real estate today? What's working for us? And then, as Max alluded to as well, what's not working? Because that's where most people learn from, right? What is not working? So that's what they can expect, is us to no fluff, all realness.
That's right.
We're not going to be talking about the clown show that other people talk about. So tune in here if you really want to get the realness.
It's funny. It's like a lot of these guys, right? They're just like, oh, I got haters. No, bro, you actually have fans. Like, I am a fan of the entertainment that you provide to the world every day, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Entertainment.
I'm like
keyword entertainment.
Entertainment, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't get to see it every day. But whenever someone sends it, or I get to, have a little glance at it, I'm like, oh man, that's hilarious. And then we just move on, right? So anybody out there that is a guru that's in a circus, just know that you don't have haters. You have fans that are just entertained by the theatrics, and it's better than watching any movie out there.
Absolutely.
But what can people expect out of the show?
I wrote this quote a long time ago, was be careful who you emulate or who you try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Copy, right? Because you might be comparing yourself to an illusion.
Oof.
And that quote got fired, bro. Like, it was reshared a bunch of times, and so
it's true, though.
It is true. Yeah, you have to be careful, because you could be you're gonna find yourself that you are comparing yourself to an illusion that you'll never be able to catch up to.
That's right.
So I think the 3 things, most people have asked me, like, Max, what's helped you to be able to stay consistent and all this where you're at now? And I said, so I the 3 R's, right? Real, relevant, right? And the other one is basically what's the word I'm looking for? It was real relevant,
You're gonna have to come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to the other one. There's 3 R's, but those two, real, relevant, and the other one. But I want to read. Can I read something I got today, bro? Something that people are gonna experience here. The Proferty partners are already experiencing this.
Yeah.
I got this email randomly, by the way. Like somebody actually the same strategies we're using right now, right? And with Proferty partners. This email came through my YouTube channel, right? And I want the listeners that they're going to experience this, and I'm going to read this to you. So
let's do it.
It says, "Good morning, Max. Thank you for the quick response." They emailed me and asked me a question. As my partner and I dive deeper into the program, which they were looking at, the sales training, right, in the videos, it's been the most instantly applicable sales system we've seen in our 20 years in real estate, in the real estate space.
What, your sales process?
Yeah.
Your sales process?
And then it says, the combination of concise and precise explanation why each segment works, and then how they all work together is the keystone that makes the system work. It's not just some script that you can follow. You know what I mean?
Oh. You're talking about the 12 pagers.
Yeah. And then
those are tough.
Hold on. It says, and then listening to your application of the system on the live videos just brings it all together. You're truly a godsend. So that's what people could expect on Proferty Podcast.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to start bringing my own Proferty oof bun. Can we do that, Matt? and when we do the oof, it's going to be in green.
Real, relevant, righteous.
Oh, hello.
I thought it was righteous.
There
in my head. I was waiting.
There it is. All right, let me close out the show by saying what people can expect. Everything, right? Ooh. We plan on bringing everything. We plan on giving you everything, and we plan on leaving nothing. Yeah. Like we have no personal agenda. We're already past those seasons where we're constantly operating transactionally. Like, oh, who's out there listening? Hey, can I get some money from you? Like, we're past that.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna provide you so much value, like we once did back in 2018 with that podcast, that people's lives are truly going to be impacted and changed financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and even physically in some.
I love that.
That is what you can expect out of this show moving forward. And this is episode 1, right? Next episode, we're going to get into some acquisitions. Yep. We're going to get into some marketing, right? We're going to get into maybe some role playing. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be fun. Like, we are going to be a show like no other show.
Absolutely.
So
I'm excited.
If you actually listened or watched this episode, do us a huge favor. We do charge a fee, and that fee is to share this episode. That fee is to subscribe if you haven't, and again, just share the show. That's the fee we're charging. Okay. Until next time, see you soon.